right, folks. Dead by Daylight's new killer is available. We're going to delve into the world, the cutthroat world of K-pop. Right now, let's take a look. Never in my wildest did I ever think I would be saying Dead by Daylight's newest chapter is going to be about the cutthroat world of K-pop. But here, March the 2nd, 2021, on the PTB 4.6.0, that has happened. So we're going to take a look at the new killer and look at their perks. Maybe even take them out for a run. Let's go ahead and get started. And one thing I noticed here right off the bat is just how amazingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. I don't know, folks. I don't know. This, I mean, I get the background. That is kind of cool. Let's turn the audio up here. We do want to hear that. There we go. So we did get some audio going. So here we are in the world of K-pop. All right, let's go look at the killer, because that's what I'm focused on here. We're going to look at killer first. And let's look at the... Dun dun dun, the Trickster, a ranged killer able to quickly unleash a flurry of blades by using his power, Showstopper. His personal perks, Starstruck, Hex, Crowd Control, and No Way Out. I'll help him quickly down would-be rescuers and block areas of the environment to his advantage. Let's take a look. Okay. So, K-pop star got shot up. Let's take a look at a little backstory here. Jawoon Hak thrived under the attention of others, energized by every eye that watched him and every tongue that spoke his name. Amidst the prestige, he had only one desire: more. Even as a child, he found ways to draw crowds. Working at his family's restaurant, he attracted business with spectacles he performed using throwing knives. Gullible tourists believed this was a traditional South Korean experience, gladly parting with their money to witness it. Jawoon's father spent the restaurant's earnings on dancing and vocal lessons for his son, pushing him to attain the fame he never could. Jawoon did not disappoint. After years showcasing his abilities to nobodies at talent shows, he hit the track to stardom. Yoonjin Lee, a producer at Mighty One Entertainment, recruited Jawoon into her training program. He transferred to a dormitory in Seoul where, for 14 hours a day, he was crafted into a star, taught how to move and sing, how to carry himself with the right balance of confidence and modesty. Draining as the process was, it worked. Yoonjin selected Jawoon to join the band No Spin, bringing a raw energy to their tracks. Fame was almost immediate. Jawoon lived in a daze of interviews and adoration, and though the frenzied schedule exhausted his bandmates, he was invigorated. Each day was an affirmation that he was greater than the mediocrity society spewed out. But over time, the champagne grew stale. When he looked at his fans, he saw their joy and envy split 5 ways, thinned out between each band member. The validation that had surged through him left a desperate yearning for more. Jawoon kept up impressions, mimicking a charm long buried under loathing. He recorded the latest No Spin album with his bandmates, never missing a beat. After a lengthy lunch break, he returned to the studio to discover fate had granted him a gift. The scent of burning wires was unmistakable. He rushed to the control room, finding the door blocked by fallen speakers. On the other side, his bandmates pounded on the door, their cries accompanied by the crackling of flames. Jawoon called to them, dashing to the speakers, grabbing one and stopping. He froze. Each breath was a conscious, deliberate process requiring all his attention. The nearby cries hardly audible until slowly he backed away. And then he heard it. They were screaming his name as they burnt, screaming for him to save them. Jawoon! 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 Hak! It's the most beautiful thing he'd heard ever heard. When the fire crew arrived, his tears were genuine. Jawoon was celebrated as a tragic figure, a hero who did all he could in a futile attempt to save his friends. Yunjin paraded him through the interviews until it's time to rebrand. He was reborn as the Trickster, a solo artist who produced his own songs, sporting a soft heart beneath a wild exterior. But away from concert setups and television stages, something darker grew. He targeted those who lived alone, coming to them in the night. The first was a college student with a fire escape that led to her living room window. Jawoon woke her with a baseball bat to the skull, binding her arms and legs, gagging her with a rag duct taped into her mouth. He tortured her for hours, dissecting her alive. Yet there was something missing. A connection. He wanted to hear her pleading as he cut her belly open, but all he received was muffled cries through a rag. He learned and adjusted. Victims had been abducted, driven to an abandoned building where he could let their voices carry unrestrained emotion. He made music from them, prodding into the right places to evoke different types of shrieks and howls, stabbing the quadratus lumborum elicited a long guttural wail, while slashing the carotid artery created a sound similar to a cat being strangled. There was honesty in their suffering. Jawoon recorded each session, synthesizing and working them into his songs, hiding them behind layers of melodies. He was elated with his work. He left hints for police, arranging a mink boa from a recent photo shoot around the victim's slashed throat. For his next killing, he removed the teeth from a man that a boxer in one of his music videos was without. During a particularly audacious plea for attention, he killed a fan he had met during a VIP meetup, replacing her eyes with his diamond cufflinks and writing, "I have seen God," in blood across her chest. Each scene was a dazzling spectacle. Between music and murder, Jawoon's work was discussed globally. However, as violence became his preferred art style, his music career took a hit. Revenue was down and Mighty One executives pointed their fingers at him. Yunjin, with professional fury, came to his defense, but she was outnumbered. It was decided that Jawoon would no longer self-produce his songs. That decision was devastating. His tracks fused genuine humanity into music, yet executives rejected anything that wasn't generic and unexpected. And so be it. If they couldn't understand his art, he would incorporate them into it until they did. He had 3 months until he was to perform a private show for Mighty One's board members. 3 months to plan his magnum opus. He transferred obscene amounts of money to a veterinarian in exchange for canisters of nitrous oxide, then bribed the stage technicians of Mighty One's private theater for access to the room. His celebrity granted him a benefit of the doubt no regular person could conceive. When the show was ready, gas seeped into the room as executives and stagehands awaited Jawoon, conveniently running behind schedule. When he arrived, half-conscious bodies were splayed in their seats and crawling across the floor. He worked quickly, binding everyone, pausing only when he came to Yoonjin, the woman who had plucked him from a mud hole and set him on a path he deserved. She would be rewarded, granted something special to the coming display of wonder. Even under sedation, she fought, a raging storm within her, far stronger than the others. He propped her up as the lone audience member, prying her eyes open. The others, sniveling and sobbing, were brought on stage to perform their final act. With a contemptible sneer, he slapped makeup onto their faces and shone stage lights upon them. They became his instruments. To the sound of self-produced melodies, he tortured them, gracefully dashing from one body to another, conducting an operatic crescendo from their wailings. They shouted, whimpered, screamed, cried for their loved ones, cried for their mothers. It was a magnificent outpouring of emotion, of what it meant to be human, and they did it with eyes fixed on Jawoon. Viscera drained from the stage until, with the toss of his throwing knife, the final human instrument fell silent and the music stopped. Covered in sweat and blood, an exhausted Jawoon looked to Yoonjin and bowed. Curtain call. He attained perfection. With blade in hand, he made his way to Yoonjin, prepared to tie up loose ends before the credits rolled. But as they reached her, the fog. From where, he didn't know, but it billowed around them, damp, cool, comfortable. He saw the grand stage, hospitals and temples, forests and slaughterhouses, an eternal plain adorned with rusted hooks, sustained by the million eyes that would watch him, run from him, experience him. All he had to do was accept, become an implement of the fog, and, most importantly, make them scream. Encore. Alright, there's the backstory for the Trickster. Now, let's look at the power. The Showstopper. Start the trial with 60 blades. Press and hold the power button to wind up and enter the throw state. While in the throw state, tap the attack button to throw a single blade, or hold down the attack button to unleash a flurry of blades. Throwing a flurry increases control and throw rate while decreasing movement speed. You can restock blades at lockers. You get a laceration meter. A survivor's laceration meter increases each time they are hit by a blade. Once the meter is filled, they will lose a health state, either becoming injured or down. A survivor's laceration meter will gradually decrease if they've not been hit by a blade for a short time. Hitting a survivor with a base attack will immediately decrease their laceration meter. Special ability, main event. Each blade hit fills the event meter. Once full, main event can be activated by pressing the ability button. In this mode, the Trickster temporarily unleashes his full potential. Wielding an unlimited number of blades, his throw rate is significantly increased and his movement is not slowed while in the throw state. Pretty good. By the way, he is a 110% move speed killer, so he's a 4.4 meter per second. Regular terror radius, average height. Starstruck, first perk. Your unmatched sportsmanship dazzles all. Starstruck activates when you are carrying a survivor. Survivors within your terror radius suffer from the exposed status effect for 20 seconds. Starstruck cools down for 90 seconds once the survivor is no longer carried. Okay, so that one right there, just off the bat, I think agitation, where your terror radius gets bigger as you're carrying somebody. This might slow down people getting too close to you while you're carrying somebody to the hook, because, you know, one hit, they're down. You possibly mix this up with a perk that makes it to where you stop the wiggle timer if you hit somebody. That would be a nice little combo. I don't know how well it'll work in game, but it does give me an idea of things to look for. Hex crowd control. A hex then ensures that those lesser than you are properly herded. The entity blocks a window for 10 seconds after a survivor performs a rushed vault through it. Okay, so that might be nice for jungle gyms. If you're in a jungle gym chase, that might be nice. It's kind of like a hex version of bamboozle, although you don't have to go through the window. But it is a hex, which means it's going to get blocked off or destroyed at some point. More than likely. And last but not least, no way out. You're not going to let just anyone into the VIP room. Each time you hook a unique survivor, no way out gains a token. When the last generator is repaired, the entity blocks both exit gate switches for 8 seconds for each token in your possession. Alright, so you can get a maximum of 4 tokens, because there's 4 unique survivors per match. So that adds 32 seconds that the gate cannot be accessed, that they can't get over and start opening the gate. Doesn't do anything about hatch. Does not do anything about that. So maybe this would be something to go along with Blood Warden, maybe. Because, you know, if it's been 32 seconds, they finally get the door open, you down somebody, put them on the hook, you know, yeah, the gate's open. It's just kind of like an extra thing, I guess. I don't know. Just brainstorming again about this killer. They do have his difficulty set at easy, so we'll just try it out and see how this works. Another thing that's new in this one, I'm going to turn off my colorblind mode real quick, is that they have introduced the colorblind filters in game. So I'm going to go here, and they have the colorblind mode down here. Let's go with Protanopia. That's my colorblindness, sort of. So we're going to, that kind of looks where I can see all 3 different shades right here. So we're going to go with that. You know, they got the scaling. That's already been in here. I don't see anything else here. So we're going to leave that alone. I do like this a little bit better because if we compare this to this, that just looks a little blown out. I like this one because it's a little bit easier on the eyes, to be honest with you. So we got 600,000 blood points. Let's go ahead and start rolling out some perks here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get all 3 of his perks right off the bat. So let's get up to where we get 3 perks. And we're going to go in and we're going to see how this killer fares with just their 3 perks. So this will probably be the part where we fast forward. Okay, so we got up to rank 14, so that gives me the 3 spots here. So we're going to put his 3 spots on here. No Way Out, Hex Crowd Control, and Starstruck. I did get these 2 to rank 2, so that was lucky. And as add-ons go, let's take a look at a couple of these add-ons. Here's the first one, very rare Showstopper add-on, Edge of Revival album. Blades shatter when hitting the environment, dealing 50% laceration damage to nearby survivors. Now, when it says it shatters, does that mean it goes around? Like, if they're hiding behind a tree, will it shatter and hit them on the other side of the tree? Or just, like, is the tree or rock, whatever, still going to protect? Or if we get to those areas like on some of the maps where you have a pallet loop that you're going around, is it where I can actually see them? Like, you know, normally you could throw the Huntress may be able to throw a hatchet over it and still hit somebody because, you know, their head is still slightly above. Would that work on those type of maps? This one considerably increases each survivor's laceration meter decay duration when out of blades. I thought we increases each survivor's laceration decay duration. Oh, it increases the time from when they're out of chase to when it starts decaying. I'm not sure about that one. Moderate increases move speed while throwing blades. Slightly increases the initial throw rate of blades. Slightly increases each survivor's laceration meter decay. Increases the time before the laceration meter starts decay. Wait. Slightly increases each survivor's laceration meter decay duration when out of blades. Okay, so I take that back. So what this does, this one right here, the on-target signal, increases the time before laceration. So we get out of chase, the time from that point to when it starts decaying is longer. And this makes it decay at a slower rate. Okay. Moderate increases the duration of main event. Slightly increases the duration of main event. Slightly increases movement speed. Getting 100% bonus blood points for Showstopper. Moderate increases each survivor's laceration meter, so it takes longer, but you get more points. And by the way, gain 100% bonus in blood points for Showstopper score events. That's not that great. I mean, it means you'll cap out faster, but you are still bound by the 8,000 points. I believe in whichever category it is. I'm not 100% sure. And the trick pouch increases the number of blades carried by 10. Start each trial with 10 extra blades. So you would start with 70. And you can carry 70. Okay. So let's go ahead and take... let's take the Lucky Blade and the on-target single. Those are the ones... That's the one that increases the decay duration. So how long it takes to decay out, I believe. And this is how long before the decay starts. And we're just going to take in a... just a brown offering here in the deviousness, which I think is the category that we need to look at. So let's go ahead and get into a game. All right. That hand's out there awful weird, but all right. Whoa. All right. So right clicky, bring it up. Left clicky. Kind of neat. Is that the chase music? All right, cool. That's interesting. Yep, jump off. I want you off. There we go. All right, so I will have to say that oh, that's kind of cool. Smack it. All right, let's go regenerate. Oh, that's kind of suave. So that's what it looks like. You just bop, bop. Oh, bop, bop. Kind of neat. All right. So we are building up to main event. And we have one stack now on our thing. So that's a 8-second, I believe. An 8-second delay. Yep, go ahead and save that person. Alright, so yeah, see, Showstopper is dropping down. Alright, this. Let's see, is there a rain? Oh, cool. That didn't hit. I just want to see if there's a range on it. Let's. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't think I've hooked you yet. Alright. I want to see what range we got with these things. You guys go ahead and pick her up. Alright. I can keep throwing one blinded. Nice. Very nice. All right, so I still haven't gotten the main event, have I? Those are so nice looking. All right, so you can keep on throwing these things even during Alright, so they got the gate open. So that, well, where is the nearest to it? We'll go back over here. It's definitely different. So, yeah. gosh. Holy cow, what's that range? Wow. That was some heck of a range. Oh. Nice. Whoa, the game crashed. Well, wasn't expecting that. That sucks. All right. All right. So that's my first run through with the new killer. Now I'm going to make some more videos, but this is going to be just the tip of the iceberg. First gameplay, a little bit of background with it. So that's pretty much it. That's going to be the first gameplay through. So make sure that you check back here. I'm going to make more videos concerning this character. So we'll definitely are interested in this character. I do like the throwing things. Man, that range. You don't have good aim because, you know, until you start throwing them, that's how your range comes down. It's like you have this wide area coming out that you can hit through, and as you start getting your power and you start throwing them more, that cone gets smaller and smaller. So as we saw when I was shooting way out, it was going like this. They were fanning out. But if I held down the button, that gradually got to a smaller cone, so it was a little bit more targeted, if you will. It does take a lot of them to knock someone down, but hey, you know, it's a start. So I'm sure the add-ons affect that. So we're gonna play around some more. We're gonna make some more videos. We'll show you more about it here later. We're also gonna have a video on the colorblind modes. If we get some more games, it'll probably be later today because right now the queues are kind of empty because not a lot of people are playing it right now, but we'll have that video up soon. So thanks for watching. Check back here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Feeds the algorithm. We need all the feeding of the algorithm we can get to make this channel grow. I really appreciate you checking it out. Be sure tomorrow, March 3rd, 8:30 p.m., I am giving away Razer Huntsman keyboard and Widow, or in the Razer wired gaming mouse. So that's tomorrow night. Details will be in the description of that if you want to. Love to have you in. No purchase necessary. Not sponsored by Razer in any way, shape, or form. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you can, go down and leave a like and maybe even a comment in the field. Subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell so that you can be alerted on the next video here from Warlock of Wifi. Thanks.